So, it's Oscar Sunday. The whole thing of movies and the Oscars, like I said, this lockdown and everything that's happened in the last, I'm going to go ahead and call it 2 years because, like I said, my life was getting strange before my mom passed away and everything. My mom died. I say passed away, that's because that's what everybody else says. People die. They don't float up into some nicer place. They die. And so everything that's happened to me totally shifted my brain away from who I was and who I was, whether I had money or not. If, like I said, if I won Powerball, I still would have been a movie fan, and I would have just been able to see more movies, you know. I would have been able to live in a city where I could go to see the, you know, foreign films and stuff like that. And, you know, if I could have found a way to be involved in movies, you know, then I would have tried to do that. But, so I had been, especially my time home, being stuck here, and once the internet was available, it was like that's what I concentrate on. I talked about movies all the time. And of course the Oscars, you want, just like people root for their football team to win the Super Bowl, same thing with the Oscars. So I got very involved in talking on first Gold Derby and then Awards Daily, and I did this for years, and to the point where for the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years, on my live journal I would keep a sort of list / review thingy where I would say I went to the movies, right? Starting the new year, at the beginning of the year when there was a new movie for that year, I would go to it, start a new page, and put my like mini synopsis review of it, right? Then the next movie I would see, I would put it either higher or lower than that one, and, you know, write my little synopsis review thingy. And, you know, so that way, as I saw movies throughout the year, when I would come home and I would, with my fresh thoughts on the movie, that way there at the end of the year, somebody asked me my top 10, I didn't have to look for it. I had this list, this running list, with my little ideas about what I thought about the movie, just there on the page, and I did them in backwards order. So it would be like worst was first, and so you could see all the movies I saw that year with my little synopsis and what I thought about it and all that stuff. Like I said, about 10 years I did that. So, and, you know, I would go on and I would, you know, do my little personal campaigns for people who were never going to get nominated, and people made fun of me. That's okay, because, you know, I'm going to brush my hair. So, the last movie I saw in the theater was The Gentleman, which I did like. You know, that's not that kind of movie. And it's funny because for years I complained about how where I lived I couldn't see all the Oscar movies in time for the Oscars. Now this year everything was streaming, but I didn't feel like I could really spend the money on these streaming services for all these movies, and somehow I wasn't that interested anyways, because it was like, to me it was going to be an asterisk year anyway. I guess for everybody else they're pretending things are the same, but I guess it's not going to be an asterisk year. I guess it's the new normal, and they've done this now, and this is how the world's going to be, and I'm sad that people have gone along with it. They're going to do, oh my god, I can't believe it. They're going to do the Oscar ceremony. They're going to do the Oscar ceremony with people. It's going to not be like all these other Zoom ones, because there's no point in watching people on Zoom. Okay? So we'll see how I had seen before, and I don't know if it's still going that way, that was supposed to almost be like a movie itself, which doesn't completely make sense to me. But, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what they do, but oh my god, that looks really weird. Looks like one side's way shorter than the other. Oh. But yeah, so I just saw on Twitter that it's Al Pacino's birthday. I love Al Pacino. I used to want Al Pacino to be my dad. I used to watch The Godfather and see the little baby and be like, I'm that baby. Sofia Coppola, but yeah, where's The Godfather 2? I think it might be 2. I don't know. I mix up Godfather 1 and 2, which makes it seem like I don't I don't know what I'm talking about, even though Godfather is one of my favorite movies, and then I leave 2 off to the side, is because in my mind, when I think of Godfather 2, I think of all that Las Vegas stuff and the flashback scenes of young Vito Corleone with Robert De Niro, and those scenes and that stuff isn't my favorite. All the Al Pacino, Michael Corleone stuff isn't my favorite, so you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that, and if you put the saga together, fine. You know, there's 2 movies together as the Godfather saga, but The Godfather is my favorite, because that's the stuff. The other, like I said, Las Vegas, that's okay. But, so yeah, so I was thinking of live stream. I was trying to figure it out because, I don't know, this OBS I've been using all this time. That's why I end up having to go back and fix the sound and everything. I don't know. I've been getting along fine with it, but I just feel like it should be easier than this. It probably is if you pay money for things, but, I was looking for things. I saw this Restream thing. It puts a little watermark in the corner, but it seemed like it worked. I tested it. So I was thinking of live streaming me watching the Oscars, which would be weird. But just for the hell of it. And like, the whole thing will be a surprise to me. I don't know. I really don't know who I should be rooting for. I'm sure if I was regular and I had seen most of the movies or a lot of movies that I liked, I would be flipping out about something, but I can already tell just by the way they nominated people who would have got nominated anyway, because, you know, like, nominate the nominees, the ones who always are on the short list, the Frances McDormands and the... Why do I always... I just want to say Octavia Spencer. Because I think of O, and then I'm like, Octavia? What the hell is her name? Oh my god. Nope. It won't come. This is terrible. This is what old age does, like I said. And plus, like I said, I think something happened that time I was in a coma that made me a little bit more. See, this is brand new. This is me putting it up. And see, these pieces stick out. And I made sure I put leave-in conditioner this time, so if my hair feels worse, so I don't even know. I'll try putting this on so I can look reasonable, but it falls right off. I have like an alien head, an Andromedan head. So that's what kind I think I am. Anyway, hang on. So, I mean, even as opposed to last, because I remember exactly what was going on last year's Oscars and the nerves I had and everything. And I feel like I was 20 years younger. I was going through a lot. I didn't know what to do. I still don't know what to do. Like I said, at this point, I'm so tired. The wind's been knocked out of me, so to speak, by, you know, us being caged like this. And I guess it is different in different states. Like I said, I live in Massachusetts. We never completely came on a lockdown and everything. They keep supposedly opening things up, but I mean, I go outside. I just remember this last week going outside and being like, nobody's there. You know, like when you see an old Western and it's like a ghost town and a tumbleweed goes by? It was like that, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? You know, then I go in these places, and it's like they took away some of their hand sanitizer stations, and you could tell the kids aren't sanitizing the carts anymore. And it's just like, this is what I mean. I'm like, this is why this crap was never going to fix. Because people do what they have to do. People do what they're mandated to do. So when you mandate things and you take away people's choice, you end up with a worse situation than if you just let people decide for themselves and tell people, you know what, there's a germ out there, you could get sick. Take precautions. You know? And people have rolled back on things too fast. Now we're all going to get sick, I'm sure of it. You know, because nobody cares anymore. Everybody kind of just, but I guess people who receive their thingy feel like they're safe and everything, so they don't care, and everybody doesn't care, and they figure if they don't have it already, they're gonna get it, and they'll be fine, and I don't know. But so Oscar Sunday doesn't feel like Oscar Sunday. It doesn't even feel like Sunday. It doesn't even feel like a day. My sleeping, I don't want to say sleep patterns because they're not. Just I've been really asleep a lot. And if I lay down, I sleep, or I really want to sleep, or I'm hugely tired. I slept a lot thinking, okay, I'm energized, thinking that half an hour ago. Now I'm sitting here, I'm like, I could use a nap. I don't know what's going on. Even when I go on YouTube, I had done the thing where I unsubscribed to everybody thinking I was going to resubscribe. It's like there are no videos. YouTube isn't recommending me anything except what I just watched. Another video from the people I just watched. It's like, really? That's what happens when you're not subscribed to a million people? They just don't know what to do, so that they just give you nothing? It's very strange, but there seems to be a nothing, like a theme of nothingness. Maybe it's the nothing has taken hold of me, the nothing from Neverending Story. I hope not. I don't feel like a depressed person. I'm sure people would say I'm depressed, but I don't feel sad. I just don't give a shit about outcomes. I shouldn't say that. I would really like a nice outcome for myself, but when I can't even root for something like the Oscars because I don't know what the hell is going on. This is what I'm saying. How can you root for an outcome when you don't know what the hell is going on? I know everybody else does. So I'm always that outlier person who's the outcast or I just don't fit, because all the complaints I had in the past of not being able to go to the theater in New York or LA or an important place and see, that doesn't count anymore. I should have just been able to we got stimulus checks. I should have just, at one point subscribed to each thing to catch up, but it wasn't that important to me, And it's sad because that was all I talked about before. So how could that be all I talked about for years? Not all I talked about, but where my mind was for years. And then the minute the movie theater's gone, I just don't give a shit. I just don't give a shit. It's sad. Like I said, I'm going to watch it. There's no way I would not watch it unless it wasn't on or I was dead or incapacitated in some way. But there's nothing in my mind that says this is a celebration. I don't think anything's a celebration. The closest thing we had was football and how they pulled that off and everything, but still, it wasn't the culmination to it that you would normally see with fans and everything outside. So I remember on Super Bowl Sunday feeling like it wasn't a Super Bowl Sunday, but then the Super Bowl itself, I was able to cheer, I was able to be happy. So there was that, but like I said, in this instance, I just haven't seen anything. There are people, oh yeah, that's right, Delroy Lindo. I thought he was great because in the very beginning of the lockdowns and stuff, I got, right after The Five Bloods came on Netflix, I got it, and I watched it. So I thought Delroy Lindo getting nominated was a gimme, and I always liked him since, Clockers? So yeah, that's exactly what would happen to me in a normal year. I'd be rooting for the one person to win an Oscar, and they don't even get nominated. That's par for the course with me, but just the fact that it's the only movie that was Oscar worthy that I saw, and still, everything's different but nothing changes. I don't even think this is what I meant to talk about. I'll probably be back in a little while with something else. I don't know. And it's already 14 minutes. 15 almost. Should I fix the audio? I think I won't. Sorry.